Okay, in this activity, we'll develop some rules about where the numbers in an inequality lie in relation to each other on the horizontal number line. So in part A, it says if -5/2 is less than -1/2, how are the positions of the numbers -5/2 and -1/2 related on a horizontal number line? So we know that the farther left we go, the smaller the number. The farther right we go, the larger the number. We also know that the opening to the sign less than or greater than is always open toward the larger number. So in this inequality, we know that -1/2 has to be the larger value based on the way the inequality is written. We also need to know that the farther right is where the larger number is going to be. So the answer should be something like the -1/2 is to the right of -5/2 because larger numbers are to the right of smaller value. Okay, and we can see that here. We can see that this is the location of -1/2. And then if we just count the halves, this is 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves, and 5 halves. This is -5 halves, which is also the same as -2 and 1/2. Part B is saying if -4.5 is greater than -4.5, if +4.5 is greater than -4.5, how are the positions of the two numbers related on the horizontal number line? Again, this is showing us that 4.5 is greater because that's where the opening of the greater than symbol is. So we know that the greater numbers are farther right than the smaller values. So we would say the number 4.5 is farther to the right than -4.5 because 4.5 is the greater value. Part C says, what rule can you write about where numbers in an inequality with a greater than symbol lie in relation to each other on the horizontal number line? So if we're looking at an inequality that uses a greater than symbol, so let's actually pull that up here. So anytime an inequality is using this symbol, that's the greater than symbol, that means that whatever number here, so I'm just going to call this N, and we'll call this S, this number is always going to be greater. The number to the left is always going to be greater than the number to the right. So what can we say about numbers in an inequality with the greater than symbol? Anytime we see this symbol, we know that the number on the left is going to be larger. So we can say the number on the left in the inequality will be the farthest to the right on the number line. So anytime we see a greater than symbol, we know that the number on the left is going to be farther right on the number line than the number on the right of the inequality. Part D, if 2 and 25/100, 2.25, is less than 2.75, how are the positions of the two numbers related on the horizontal number line? So this time we have a less than symbol. So that means that 2.75 is the greater value because of the opening of that symbol. So we can say that the number 2.25 will be farther to the left on the number line than 2.75. Because 2.75 is the greater value. Part E, what rule can you write about where the numbers in an inequality with a less than symbol lie in relation to each other on the horizontal number line? So let's actually look at this. So if we have numbers that have a less than symbol, so this is the less than symbol. So that means that this number n is going to be less than the number s because that opening opens towards the larger value. So we know that if we look at an inequality that has a less than symbol, the number on the left of the inequality will also be farther left on the horizontal number line. Part F, in an inequality, negative 2.5 is the lesser number. What is the position of the other number on the horizontal number line in relation to negative 2.5? So if negative 2.5 is the smaller number, if we have a larger number, then it would have to be to the right of negative 2.5. So the other number would have to be the right of negative 2.5 because it would be greater than negative 2.5. Manuel recorded the daily temperatures for a month as part of a science assignment. The temperature at the beginning of the month was 50 degrees Fahrenheit. At the end of the month, the temperature had increased to 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Manuel wants to check the positions of these temperatures on the vertical number line. Apply what you know about inequalities on the horizontal number line to answer these questions about the vertical number line. Manuel knows that 64 is greater than 50. How are the positions of the numbers 64 and 50 related on the vertical number line? So we can see that 64 is above 50. So the number 64 is above the number 50 on a vertical number line. What rule can you write about where the numbers in an equality with a greater than symbol lie in relation to each other on the vertical number line? So when we're looking at this greater than symbol, and we have a number that's greater than another on the vertical number line, that number would be above the number on the right. So the number on the left, when we use a greater than symbol, is going to be above the number on the right. The number on the left of the inequality will be above the number on the right. If negative 2.5 is less than negative 2.25, How are the positions of the two numbers related on the vertical number line? If the number negative 2.5 is below the number negative 2.25. What rule can you write about where numbers in an inequality with a less than symbol lie in relation to each other on the vertical number line? So if we're looking at the less than symbol, if I have a number that's less than another number, that number that's less is going to be below the number that is not. So the number to the left, using a less than symbol, is going to be below the number to the right. So when we look at an inequality using a less than symbol, the number that is the left of the inequality, or the first number that appears in the inequality, will be below that second number. In an inequality, 0.5 is the greater number. What will the position of the other number be in relation to 0.5 on the vertical number line? So if I have 0.5 as the greater number, the other number has to be below 0.5. Okay, so the other number is going to be below 0.5 because it would be the lesser number if 0.5 is the greater number.